Okay. Okay, I'm back. I'm back, everybody. I restarted my phone. Man, I don't know what's going on, man. I don't even know. I got Wi-Fi on, and we pay a lot of money for it, and it's supposed to be super high speed. I've downloaded stuff with this, and it was super high speed before. And I don't know if it's my phone. Clean me. I don't know if it's my phone or if it's the internet tripping out or something like that. Anyway, guys, I wanted to just come on and have a little conversation about trucking since I can't do the vlogs anymore, or yet, because it's going to be probably a couple of weeks before I'm on the road. So I figured, I know a lot of people got excited about getting doing the vlogs again. Speed Garage has a really cool channel. He posted a video recently where he, I guess he cut the top off of a semi and it made it convertible. You guys should check it out. It's pretty funny. And he was driving it around town. That was an interesting video. Yeah, check him out. Speed Garage. He's over here in the chat. Why am I invested in trucking? Says Ethan Gretzky. I don't know, man. It's an interesting field. Trucking industry is actually a lot bigger than I thought. There's like an unbelievable amount of truckers in this country. But yeah, I wanted to talk about it, this little topic that I was thinking about today, and I figured I'm gonna hop on, go live, and maybe get some feedback from you guys. Maybe have a conversation going. What do you guys think? So there's this issue going around. Michael Cummings is starting a channel. Nice. There's this issue that's been talked about in the industry for a long time, and it's automation, right? All the trucks are going to get automated. The robots are going to take over trucking, and truckers are going to lose their jobs. And I was watching Joe Rogan podcast the other day, and there was this guy, this Asian dude, Democrat. Let me see. I think his name is Andrew Yang. Yep, Andrew Yang. And he was talking about the issue of automation and how people are going to lose their jobs, and people have already lost their jobs in industries like factory jobs. You know, all those jobs got automated. And trucking is next on the chopping block for sure. I mean, it used to be an issue of whether they can pull it off or not. Now everybody, nope, see, UFOs, no joke, says it's decades away, nothing to worry about. I don't think that that's true, man. I don't think that's true. I think it's a lot closer than you think. Like Tesla, the car that they released, the latest Roadster, I believe in December they drove from the West Coast to the East Coast fully automated. They didn't touch the steering wheel. They've already done it. Not just on the interstate, streets, gas stations, all that stuff. They already have the technology, man. They already have the technology to type in an address into the navigation, and you don't touch the steering wheel at all, and it just takes you there. Not just on the interstate. So the technology is already here in 2019. I think trucking, automation in trucking is an issue that's going to hit hard a lot sooner than people think. And I think that people are going to be screwed. I think a lot of truckers. I never talked about this because I feel like there's a lot of people talking about this issue in trucking. But there was a new development with this Andrew Yang guy, and I wouldn't ignore him because he's gaining a lot of traction on both sides. A lot of Republicans are like listening to what he's saying. So I just thought I'd come on and have a little conversation with you guys and see what you think. You can trick an automated car to drive in oncoming traffic by putting fake tape. Little Viking Coach, I think there's more to it than just. I think there's more to it than it reading the lines on the interstate. And I'm not saying it's perfect, but you can already do it. They can already drive from one side of the country to the next fully automated, right? I'm sure there's like some stuff to work out. I'm sure there's some bugs to fix and everything. But give it like 5 years, I think we're going to be in trouble. I think if people my age are getting into the trucking industry, I think they need to think a little bit about where they're going to go, you know? Because I don't plan on staying in trucking in the next 10 years, you know? Like, I got an exit strategy. So I'm not like planning on doing this for life. But there's young people getting into this industry. Planes have autopilot but still need pilots, Little Viking Coach is saying. Well, it's a lot more simpler when you're driving on the road. I mean, dude, it's not an issue of whether it can be done or not, because it can be done. They've already done it. That's not cool, man. Don't say that kind of stuff. Trending live. What are you, a sicko? They can already do it, man. And I know there's like issues of, like, I've been to a pickup and a delivery site where I thought to myself, there's no way that a robot could navigate this, right? It's like behind some kind of warehouse in the dirt, and I had to like maneuver between trees, and I had to talk to the guy a million times to navigate me. Like, I get that, right? But think about it this way. If automation becomes super cheap, and I think companies are gonna be willing to like pave their loading docks, that area, and make them more AI friendly. You know what I mean? Like these receivers, the receiving docks and the shipping places, they're gonna invest money into making it, automated trucker friendly, just to accommodate with it, because it's gonna be cheaper, right? So this is an issue that's gonna hit. Like, this is actually gonna happen. I know there's a lot of truckers, because we're on the road and we know how difficult it can be sometimes. I know a lot, because I used to think this way too, that like, oh, this is not gonna happen. There's no way a robot can do my job. But trust me, man, it can be done. And I'm not saying it's ready yet. Like, they don't have charging stations all over the country yet. You know, the long-range Tesla truck can only do 500 miles on a charge, and that's not very far. Like, I drive more than that in one day. So it's not like gonna happen tomorrow, but like 5 years from now, right? Like, where do you think that if it can already be done? I'm sure they're gonna invest into putting the charging stations all over the country. They're gonna have like people repair shops for these electrical trucks. Like, it's a whole new type of industry that's coming up, right? So it's gonna take a minute for it to like integrate into the real world, but it's gonna happen. Like, I think it's a matter of time. So the issue is, like, with all these people losing their jobs, what's gonna happen? And this Andrew Yang guy and some other people have been talking about taxing these companies and using that money to pay truckers like a basic income, like free money, like welfare for the truckers. I think he proposed like $1,000 a month, because people are going to lose their jobs, and they don't. I mean, how many truckers are on the road right now? How many truckers in America? 3.5. Gosh darn it. There's 3.5 million professional truckers in the United States, according to estimates by the American Trucking Association. Holy cow, man. We got a problem on our hands, guys. Seriously, what do you guys think, man? 3.5 million jobs that are going to be lost. They're saying within 5 to 10 years, right? So, like, a lot of truckers still plan on being there 10 years from now, right? I mean, unless you're like 65, you're probably not going to be trucking when you're 75. but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, man. So 3.5 million people are gonna lose their jobs, and one of the solutions that they're proposing is to tax these trucking companies that are using automated trucks, and to use that money to pay truckers that lost their jobs, to pay them like a basic income, like free money, right? Welfare. So what I'm wondering, the title of this video, what I wanted to hear from you guys is, how would you feel, Dan the Man, $2. I think somebody earlier also did a super chat that I didn't acknowledge. Bruce Blaze, thank you very much, man. How do you guys feel about getting free money? I know a lot of, like, especially in the trucking industry, it's mostly men, mostly with families. And when I heard this solution of getting, Corey, yeah, it's going to take some time. I'm not saying this is going to happen tomorrow. I'm just saying within the next 10 years, like it's bound to happen. That's just the way it's moving. It's a lot cheaper for them to buy a fleet of automated trucks, especially because they cost around the same as regular trucks. Like the Tesla, the 500 range Tesla Semi, I think it costs like $186,000 or something. That's not even that much. That's like, there's a bunch of models out there that are not automated, like Volvo and stuff, that cost a lot more. Yeah, the extended range 500-mile truck from Tesla is 180 grand. So they're not even going to be that much more expensive. So if you're a trucking company, you buy a fleet of these trucks, you've spent money on the truck, you don't have to spend money on the driver, right? You know. So I think it's definitely going to happen, especially because it's already possible today. It's already possible to turn on a vehicle, put in navigation of where you want to go, press a button, and it goes, right? Without you doing anything. Like, that's already possible today. So I don't know. I think it's definitely going to happen. And I think it's foolish to kind of like, especially if you're a truck driver, to just sit back and think to yourself, oh, that's decades and decades away. I shouldn't have to worry about it. Because when that day comes, what are you going to do? You're going to panic. So that was one of the solutions that people are proposing, is to give truckers a free income. The issue that I have is, yeah, you can already modify existing trucks. Yeah, you can already do that. You don't even have to buy an automated truck. You can modify existing trucks. The issue that I was thinking of, like if they paid truckers $1,000 a month, right? I don't know if truckers are the kind of people that would feel good about getting basically welfare from the government. You know, I get the sense that a lot of truckers are, you know, they got families. Most of them are men, and men have this sense of pride where, you know, we want to work for our money and we want to feel useful and all that. So I'm just wondering, like, how do you guys, if there's some truckers out there listening, how would you feel if, let's say, automation happened in 10 years, you get fired? How do you feel about receiving a check every month from the government? How do you guys feel about the free money? Do you guys feel okay with that? I would feel weird, man. Yeah, Trucker Brock, you're right. There are going to be deaths from automated vehicles, but there are deaths from human piloted vehicles. And the point is that already the automated vehicles are safer, like percentage wise, they are safer than humans. If you just take statistics, like how many people die car accident deaths, how many people die from car accidents? In 2010, 30,000 fatalities in the United States from car accidents. Man, that's a lot. That's 30,000 people dead every year from car accidents, right? That's human error. So if they can get that to a lot lower, I'm sure there's going to be like, malfunctions, you know? I'm sure that'll happen, but people malfunction on a much greater scale than the current technology for driving. So I don't know, man. I really do think this is gonna happen. I used to laugh at this issue and be like, what are you guys talking about? A robot can't operate a truck. But I don't know, man. They're investing a lot of money into this, and the trucking companies are interested because it will save them like hundreds of millions of dollars. So I don't, if they move forward with it, if the trucking companies are greenlighting this and telling manufacturers like, dude, we're interested, work on it. Manufacturers are gonna pour millions into it, and I think it's gonna happen. Like it happened at the factories. How many factory people do you think, when the rumors came out about robots doing factory work, how many factory workers do you think were saying, nah, it can't happen? I'm doing all this intricate stuff at the factory. There's no way a robot's gonna take over this. And yet they have taken over, and they do a better job, quicker, cheaper. So I'm wondering, like, how do truckers feel about getting free money? What do you guys think? Because I think that would be an issue. I don't think people in the trucking industry would feel super happy about getting free money. Free money sounds good, but there's like a pride that goes into it. An issue of pride. That's a good sense of pride. Like, you should feel proud about working hard for your money. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Henshin, I'm talking about universal basic income. Like how do you guys feel about that? People would be depressed. WillyTube. Well, that's the issue. Like what's a good solution for this? Steel horse? What is your problem, dude? I'm just having a conversation. What would be the solution to this issue, right? If you're a trucker and you're thinking about automation, what's the solution? Like, what are you gonna do? Yeah, Jesse, that's exactly what I'm saying, right? People say technology fails, but not as often as people. People who say trucking will always be a job are like coal miners saying coal will be used forever. Fun Nun likes the idea of universal basic income. I mean, that money has to come from somewhere, so that's a bigger issue. All they need is one huge lawsuit. I mean, I don't think a lawsuit is going to stop the entire industry. I just get the sense that a lot of truckers would not be very happy about this, about getting free money. But at the same time, like, what are your options, right? I think it would be helpful, but you can't make everyone happy. That's the problem with this, right? Like, people are going to lose their jobs, and $1,000 a month is not going to pay all your bills. So people are definitely not going to be happy. But I don't know. I just thought I'd ask your guys' opinion. What do you think? I thought there'd be a lot more truckers on. What do the truckers think about getting a free welfare check from the government? It wouldn't technically come from the government. It would be money that comes from the shipping companies or the trucking companies. Juan says, as a dispatcher point of view, transport drivers will always be needed as long as you run hard and have a good. Yeah, I mean, they're going to be needed for a while until, because it's a. I'll take a check as long as they take me dispatcher. Living off the government's teat. Ethan Gretzky, that's exactly the kind of attitude that I think most truckers will have towards this. They're going to be like, I don't want to live off the government. It wouldn't be enough. It definitely wouldn't be enough, but the point is that it would be like at least something to help people out, right? We'll just collect unemployment and find another job, I guess. Yeah, but 3.5 million truckers, where are you going to put all of them? you can't find a job for all of them. Trucker Brock says, I think the trucker welfare is a bad way to go as it will create its own set of issues. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Jose Gomez, a lot of truckers have big families. It will help. So it will create issues, but we don't, I guess the counter argument would be like no system is perfect. UBI is supposed to be a supplement to income to combat the automation. Yeah, that's the point. That's the point that this Andrew Yang guy was making. Traveling Tech says, I know it's cheaper for the giant companies to run automated rigs, but if we all stood together, can they really stop us? The answer is yes. Yes, they can absolutely stop you. Because over time, you can't force a company to keep you employed. I mean, they're private companies. They're not legally obligated. They can innovate, they can change in any way that they want. There's not really anything you can do. I mean, this happened in a bunch of other industries. This already happened. That's the thing, right? We live in a weird time where we'll be competing against robots. Yeah, Jason, that's a solid statement right there. Michael Hammer, ride sharing. That's another like taxiing. I mean, Uber already has self-driving cars. They're testing them out. That's another, like taxing, that's another industry that's going to disappear to self-driving cars. We would get the money back. We pay for the taxes. Well, you wouldn't. WillyTube, the idea is to tax the companies that are using the automation, like the trucking companies, to tax them and then send that money to the truckers. So this wouldn't be coming from the tax money that we're already paying to the government. This would be coming from companies that use that technology. Trending Live wants a shout out. I am kind of concerned about young people that are going into the industry that are planning on making this their life. Because that's happening, you know. I get a ton of comments from young people saying that, you know, they're going into trucking. Why not buy the autonomous truck? Well, you know, a lot of truckers don't have the money, and it's going to be the companies, the trucking companies, that are going to buy these, right? The owner operators are going to be screwed as well. Well, Celerio says, I was planning to apply for a trucking job. No, I mean, go ahead, dude. Like, it's still like probably a decade away, but I would suggest having an exit strategy. Eventually, many things that aren't automated now will be automated in the future. Yeah, man, dude, these AI, the artificial intelligent computers, man, holy cow, they're getting smart, dude. They're getting real smart. I think it's worth thinking about. Just plan for your future like a hardworking American. Evolve. It's what we do. Ethan Gretzky. So there was this big issue with people saying, like, learn to code, right? That was a big issue on I guess on Twitter. But a lot of people, like a lot of truckers are, you know, 40, 50, they're not going to go back to school, you know? They're not going to go to trade school, you know? I mean, maybe, I'm sure some will, but like, that's also a big thing to ask people to do, right? I live off the government, not planning to stay on government. Team Series, a union representing is fighting tooth and nail against the legal implementation of autonomous trucks. Henshin says the Teamsters are fighting against it. I don't think they're gonna win, man. I really don't. This is kind of like 130, 40 years ago when they invented the car. You know, this is kind of like the people that sold horse buggies. You know, I'm sure they weren't happy about this, and I'm sure they tried to fight it legally. But look what happened, man. Progress always wins in the end. You know, I really don't think that there's a way around this. So what do you think will happen with all these different jobs being taken out by automation in AI years? No one will be able to buy anything, so how will the companies stay afloat? Yeah, I mean, it's gonna have, so this is where people are trying to think of like solution to this problem, right? Like, what do? Do you tax these companies and pay truckers and everybody else that lost their job? Trucking automation will never go 100%. William Brown. Okay, that's a good point. Like, how much of it will be automated? That's a very good point, because I don't think that it's going to be 100% automated anytime soon, or maybe even ever. But think about it this way. If they can get one driver in one truck to operate it, they can do these like train type things where they'll set these autopilot trucks to follow the trucker in the front. So they could have like 5 trucks in a row, and only the truck in the front is going to have a driver, and the 4 behind it are just going to be following it using autopilot. That's still going to reduce the trucking industry by a fifth, or by 4/5. So let's say we lose 4/5 of 3.5 million jobs. That's still a lot. Ryan Shooter, $2. Thank you very much. Platooning, it's called. Killex says, I guess. You know, and then another thing they were saying is they're going to have truckers sitting in an office, and they're going to have autopilot trucks driving on the interstate, and when it gets close to the truck having to take an exit, they're going to have truckers sitting in the office and operating these trucks remotely, just checking in on them every now and then. You know, when there's like difficult tasks that have to be done, maybe backing into a dock or something like that, they're going to have them operate remotely, but still, that's going to cut down on like most of the industry, most of the people. Like, no matter how you spin this, I think it's going to happen, and I think if not everybody, then most truckers are going to lose their job. I think there's still going to be jobs in the industry for truckers, but I think it's just going to be drastically reduced. And I don't know if a welfare check is going to cut it, though. I don't think a lot of truckers are going to be very happy with that. Tiger Greg says, what brought the subject on? I was just sitting here. I got done working. I got done shipping coffee, and I just started thinking about it. And then I thought, you know what? Why don't I go live and ask what other people think about it too? Because I've been hearing this Andrew Yang guy talk about it, and I've been hearing a lot of other people talk about it. And he's running for president on this platform, on the platform of universal basic income. And it sounds good from one side, but then there's a bunch of issues, like it sounds bad from another side. So it's a complicated issue. But I think the trucking industry, I think that we should take it a little more seriously, because it's definitely happening. It's not even like something that maybe is going to happen. Like, they already have the technology. You got to think about that. I think they've already made a delivery. It was beer, like Coors or Budweiser or something like that. They already made a delivery, automated delivery, I believe. I don't know if that's true. Anthony, thanks a lot. It says keep up the great videos. Here's the problem, though, right? Steel Horse, I don't agree with socialism. I'm not a socialist. I know that you're angry at me for some reason. I'm not saying these are all good ideas to give free money, but it's one of the proposed solutions, because it's definitely going to be an issue. I think what the big issue is going to be is truckers are going to protest this. Like, remember when the e-logs thing happened? Like, truckers protested. They parked their trucks on the highway, But guess what? It still went. It still happened, and now all the people that were whining about it and that were saying, "Oh, it's not going to happen. We're protesting it." Well, guess what? Now they're using e-logs because the government still went ahead with it. And what are you going to do? Like as a trucker, like, oh, Jeff, thanks a lot. Like, what are you going to do as a trucker? You're going to park your truck in the middle of the highway. How long are you going to do that for? You know? Not angry with you. You seem misinformed. Steel Horse. Well, I mean, drop some knowledge on me. You know, I definitely don't know a lot about this issue. This is just an idea that I was having, sitting in the warehouse drinking some coffee, and I thought I'd come on and discuss it with people. I mean, from what I'm seeing on the internet, it looks like we do have the technology for it already. Like they already have the technology, right? They most definitely have the technology. It's just going to take time to work out all the details. Trucker Brock, yeah, exactly, right? I'm not saying like maybe not even next year. Like this could probably happen in 5, 10, 15 years, right? But it's still going to happen. It's still going to happen, right? Like if it's just a matter of time, that's probably true. It is a matter of time. Like I would not purchase a Tesla semi-truck today because they don't have the charging stations all over the country. What happens if I break down in the middle of Texas? Like, who's gonna fix my truck, right? There's still all those practical issues. So I don't think, it's definitely not ready, but Joe Rogan has brainwashed our boy Vasily. I don't even think Joe Rogan was on the side of this. I think this was an idea that Andrew Yang brought about. And I'm not for it or against it. I'm just thinking about it, right? I'm not like I don't think that truckers are going to be happy receiving a check from the government. I don't think they're going to be happy because I just get the feeling that the attitude in trucking, because it's male dominated and it's usually, like men who like to be proud of the work that they put in, I don't think that they're going to be very happy about receiving. Oh, you guys got me. Someone said, "Who's that guy behind you?" And I looked. Matthew Watson, you got me, man. I don't think that a lot of guys are going to be happy with receiving a check from the government. But then again, like, what are you going to do? Tesla is not a car company. They are an energy company. They want the infrastructure. Yeah, they're going to build the infrastructure. Like, these are multi-billion-dollar companies. They're going to put out these charging stations for the trucks. They're going to put out service stations, where you can pull in and get your automated truck fixed. Like, these are going to happen, right? People are going to... Usada says, Vasily, what are your trucking plans? Are you going to do the same vlog with music and road footage? Some of it, but I do want to move on. I do want to improve my vlogs this time around. The perfecting of technology, then testing and certifying by feds and being made legal on all the continent could take years. Connor K. Actually, it's already legal. Automation became legal, I think, last year, where all the states now allow automated cars to drive on the road. This is already legal, man. Today, you can already... It's already legal. This stuff doesn't take as long as you think. Because there's a lot of money behind it. A lot of people are interested in moving this forward. A lot of wealthy companies are interested in moving this forward. I don't think a bunch of disgruntled truckers are going to do much to stop this, to be honest. Just like what happened with e-logs. People weren't happy, but it still went through because the people that have money, they kind of just do what they want. Steel Horse, yeah, they do make rules, and they will make rules about automated vehicles. Absolutely. I don't know, man. This is a tough issue. You know what? Keeping people dumb and enslaved to the government. Ethan Gretzky. I see where you're coming from, right? I'm not a big fan of like a big social uh, welfare type thing because that does give more power to the government and people become hooked or dependent on the government. But this is kind of different. I guess the argument is this is just a tax from the companies that are making money off automation that's going to go back to the people that lost their jobs from that. So this is kind of different because if you think about it, the truckers made it possible for these companies to have automated trucking, right? Like truckers are the blood of the industry. So without truckers being there in the first place, the technology wouldn't have come this far. The industry wouldn't have come this far. So if you think about it, if you go back 100 years, truckers kind of earned that basic income. I don't know if that makes sense. They are the reason that these companies grew so large and have so much money. So you can make an argument that it's not free money. Like we put hours into the industry and made it possible for these companies to grow and to be able to afford to automate. But I don't know. I just don't think that the truckers are going to be very happy about getting this. This is just a thought that I had. I could be wrong. Willie Tube says no more diesel. I mean, I'm probably going to get so much hate. I'm personally not against automated trucking. But it's easy for me to say because I'm working on other ways to make money. But I like the idea of progress. I like technology. I think automated, Killa says trader. I know, I should probably take this video down after I'm done. I mean, I just think it's cool. Like, I've always liked science fiction. So I just think, like, from the outside, I just think it's cool to imagine that, trucks are gonna drive by themselves. Just from like a technology point of view, I just think it's really cool. So I kind of want to see it happen just because it's like super futuristic. Are we talking about automated trucking as in self-driving trucks, or are we talking about dedicated lanes? What are dedicated lanes? I'm not familiar with that. But yeah, I mean self-driving trucks, like no trucker. That's what I'm talking about. It will be further down the road, not for years. Yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely not going to happen soon. But 10 years goes by fast. Like, think about this, guys. 10 years was 2009. Just think about that in your head, right? 2009, that was a decade ago. Doesn't that feel like it was just yesterday? 10 years goes by quick. And if you're not, like, planning for it, if you're in denial, if you're like, it ain't going to happen, 10 years are going to creep up on you quick, and you're going to be like, oh, snap, what am I going to do now? I think at least 15 to 20 years before it's anything like trucks now. Bobby G. I mean, maybe, right? Like, I'm not in the automated industry, so I have no idea what the milestones are for this. But it's worth thinking about. It's worth at least discussing because it could happen. I mean, they do already have vehicles that can drive by themselves, right? You could make an argument that this is never going to happen if they didn't already have the technology. Then you could make an argument like, dude, what are you talking about? You've been watching too much science fiction. But they already have the technology, right? That's the thing. They just need to perfect it. Maybe a few years. I don't see this as something that's impossible. Meta Potato says, if I lose my trucking job due to automated trucks, will Vibrant Beans hire me? Hell yeah, we'll hire you. If you live in the area and we need help, we we're definitely gonna hire people in the future. Hopefully, they will pay 40% tax to pay you. That's another thing, man. You don't want to tax companies too high, because then they're not gonna be very happy with that. We need rich companies. We need companies to make money. That's how capitalism works. I mean, I'm a capitalist. I co-own a company with my brother, so I'm not all about high tax on the companies, man. I'm not all about that. But if you think about 3.5 million angry people, they could really do some damage, man. If all the truckers stopped, this discussion happened with the e-log situation. People were like, if all the truckers stopped working, like the company would fall. Unless they have automated trucks. That's the thing, right? They're not going to need the truckers. They're not going to be too worried about truckers refusing to work and protesting, because they're going to be like, all right, we'll just send our fleet of automated trucks. Already planned my exit strategy, says Jason. I think it'll be funny when Ike and them will be asking me if I want fries with that, if there's not a robot doing that too. What the heck are you talking about? Do you think we will lose money because of self-driving trucks? I mean, if you're a truck driver, probably, yeah. But I think overall the economy is probably going to do good. If the big companies are making more money, that's more money going into the economy. I don't know what I'm talking about, man. I'm not. What I'm doing here is pretending like I know some stuff, just to sound smart. I heard a podcast, and I feel like I can talk about something. I have no idea what I'm talking about. No, that's not true. I actually did look into this a little bit, and there's a lot of points being made on both sides. I just think it's an interesting topic of conversation. There are not 3.5 million active truckers. They already proved the real number is 500,000. Okay, but even 500,000, that's still not an insignificant number, right? If 500,000 people lose their job, I think that's going to be noticeable. I think that's going to create, and it's not just losing jobs. They're going to be angry, right? There's probably going to be some mad protests going on. Like 5 years into the future, when this stuff starts hitting closer to home, I think there's going to be some crazy protests happening at the White House, all over the country. I don't think that this is going to be a pleasant change. I don't think this change is going to happen smoothly. I think Brian Mahoney says riot. I think there's going to be riots. Look up Tesla drives Summit truck. Also, people in the big corporation already said they're making it. Yeah, Gramsci, that's my point. When people that have billions of dollars start investing into a certain industry, that industry is going to grow. It's going to improve. They're going to create the infrastructure for these automated trucks. They're going to create service stations for these automated trucks. If they have to pave an extra lane across the entire highway for them, they're going to do it. Because they're going to save so much more money by not having truckers. When billions of dollars gets poured into something, I mean, and that's the beauty about capitalism, right? Companies in a capitalist state have an incentive to innovate as much as possible, to create the best product, because they're going to make a ton of money off of it. So there's a lot of companies right now that are motivated to create and perfect the automated truck, because they know that there's a market for them. They know that if they pour their money into this technology and make it happen, they're going to make billions of dollars off of it. So there's a lot of motivated companies out there. I don't know if truckers are going to stop them. We will have conveyances instead of cars. Larry Lane. I think so too, man. I think sometime in the future, there's going to be a self-driving vehicle that'll just show up to your house and you'll get into it and it'll just take you somewhere. And you're going to be having a beer and watching a movie. And you're going to think back, you're going to be like, man, can you believe that we used to operate these things? Like our grandchildren are probably going to be like, holy cow, did you guys really actually operate a vehicle going 70 miles an hour? What are you, crazy? That's dangerous. I think our grandchildren are going to have that conversation with us. We're going to be like, yeah, I remember the day when we used to hold the steering wheel and control it. And if you did this, you would die going 70. And they would be like, wow, those were crazy Wild West days. I think that's going to happen, man. I think our grandchildren are going to be experiencing full automation. That's what they said in 1950. Damon Harvey, that's a good point, right? Actually, in 1950, they were talking about flying cars, which is ridiculous. But the difference between 1950 and today is that we already have that technology today. We already have self-driving vehicles, so it's not a fantasy anymore. What about shippers that take hours to load trucks? There's so much that would happen for anything like that to happen. Man, there are issues, but people will adapt. These companies, they will adapt. They will repave around their warehouses to make it easier for the automated trucks. They'll fix up their docks. They'll put up stickers if the trucks are going to be required to, scan some kind of shape in order to recognize a dock. They'll do everything they have to do because they're going to save hundreds of millions of dollars on this stuff. So I'm sure the shippers are going to be willing to tweak, some stuff around their yards in order to make their companies a little more automated friendly. The Jetsons already did. Josh says, when do you go back on the road? Couple of weeks. Well, I don't know that for sure, but that's my estimate. That's why I'm out here talking smack about trucking, because I feel bad. I don't feel bad, but I'm excited to get back in the trucking space on YouTube, but I can't yet because I'm not on the road yet, so I figured I'd come on and at least have a live conversation. Haha, it's Fat Cat says, we talk about this at school. Yeah, I see, like, people in school are already talking. They're already teaching people about this. The future seems like it sucks. I don't think so. I don't think flying cars will ever happen. That's just ridiculous, man. Trucker shut down April 12th. Is there really? Can I buy you out at Vibrant Beans? You want to buy the company? What are you talking about, Damon? They're already gearing up for that, as can be seen by all the cookie cutter warehouses they are building everywhere. Same layout makes it simpler. Trucker Brock, dude, I agree with you. I'm telling you, man, all the issues that we think are in the way of automated trucking, like this is the logic that I used to have, right? I drive around some of the shippers that I was at, and I'd be like, there's no way an automated truck can navigate this. And that's probably true. But if they're going to save millions on buying an automated truck, they're definitely going to fix up their warehouses to make it easier. Why not? Like, that's what I would do if I was a trucking company. Flying cars already exist. They're called airplanes. Yeah, but that's public transport that's piloted by one single person. What I mean by flying cars is like every single person is going to have a license to fly a car. I don't think that will ever happen. That is just dumb. I don't think flying cars are ever going to be a thing. That's way too dangerous, man. Oh, somebody said something about they would like to see an automated truck drive in the winter in Wyoming. Dude, the numbers are out there, man. The technology is way safer than humans. Humans make errors all the time, right? I looked it up recently, right? It was like 30,000 deaths per year in the U.S. from auto accidents. You know, I watched the thing where Elon Musk was talking about the safety features on his cars, and he was saying that it's difficult to make their cars slide on a sheet of ice, because the way that all the wheels have motors. I think there's 4 motors, one on each wheel, and they're able to instantly adjust to whatever's happening. I don't know a lot about this, but it made sense to me. And he's saying that, like, they're super safe, man, because they're able to instantly adjust. There's no way that you can instantly react as a human being to anything, right? But these computers, they have sensors, and they're able to instantly adjust to whatever's happening on the road. They're able to adjust to conditions. If you're sliding, they're able to adjust to that with each individual wheel. You know, I mean, the technology is good. I really do think that the technology that they've come up with right now for vehicles, I think that they're safer than humans. I really do. Think about it this way. You have 2 eyeballs coming out this way, right? One of these automated cars has sensors on every angle. They have eyeballs all around. They have, like, radar. I mean, why not? Hope to meet you one day on these roads. Love your truck vlogs. I want to start doing it myself. Any advice, equipment, technology? Spunky 1991. Just use your phone, man. That's what I did. I use an app to edit my videos. Yeah, good luck, man. How will the truck know where the lane is when the snow covers lane markers? Nita H. Well, how do drivers know that these days? You know, we don't know sometimes, but we follow a path that's been made by other drivers. Like, hopefully there's a tire path. And that's, with the technology today, that's already possible. Plus, here's the thing. Here's why it'll be better. They're going off of GPS. Like, they know, the GPS is so good these days that they know which lane you're on. So the GPS can track lane shifts, not just which side of the road you're on, but they can tell exactly down to like a foot. So they're probably actually going to be able to stay in the correct lane, even though they're not going to be able to see the lines. Billy Bob, oh, Nita says GPS sucks. Well, we're not talking about the kind of GPS that's on your phone. I'm sure the GPS they're going to use on the trucks is going to be a lot more accurate. You can't program human instinct into automated cars. Automated cars will do one better than human instinct. Because instinct is, it's not correct all the time. And it's a lot slower. You don't need instinct. You just have to react properly to a situation. Sometimes instinct is not proper. Sometimes it causes you to do the wrong thing. And because it's instinct, you're not in control. You react, maybe you swerve or whatever. And sometimes instinct causes you to do something that you shouldn't have done. You don't need instinct if you have like accurate cameras and accurate technology that can react a lot quicker and much more precise. Yeah, John Doe, we could be safe for another 10 years, but if you're young, if you're like my age and you're getting into the trucking industry, planning on being a trucker till you're 65, you should probably have a different plan, because I think you're going to be sorely disappointed. I am 24. I'm actually going to be 25 soon. Holy cow, I'm going to be quarter of a century in June. Anyway, oh man, that was a serious conversation, guys. I think it's worth having. You know, I have not played American Truck Simulator. I've seen some videos on YouTube. June 21st. Will it slap you in the head if your eyes are closed for too long? Actually, I think they already have technology that can. I seen a video of this somewhere that can basically they track your eyes, and if they're getting droopy, then it like plays some kind of sound really loud or something. I think they've already developed something like that. They can scan your eyes to see if you're falling asleep. Mine's the 25th. Cool. An Uber autonomous car just killed another pedestrian in Phoenix. That's terrible, Damon Harvey. That is terrible. However, what is that? 2 people? You know, as bad as it sounds, like you got to look at the numbers, man. You got to look at the how many miles these cars can drive without malfunctioning, and compare that to how many miles a human can drive without malfunctioning, and take that overall on the overall population. Like we're killing 30,000 people a year. How come people aren't getting outraged over that? You know? Like how come every time somebody kills somebody on the road, we don't have a news headline saying, hey, there goes another death because a human being screwed up? You know, you rarely hear it just because it happens so much every single day. Matsby says Skynet, bro. Skynet. Because technology is scary and coming for my job. I can drive a billion miles with 0 errors. Billy Bob, you could maybe, but if we're talking about the general population, we've proven it for the last 120 years that humans, man, we're responsible for killing a lot of people as a whole on the road. Larry Lane, dude, have you seen some of these videos? He's saying you will have dummies trying to brake check automated trucks to get insurance payout. Dude, these trucks can stop on a dime, dude. I don't know if it's real. I don't know how real these videos are, but I've seen these videos. Why do people always call me when I'm going live? I've seen videos of these trucks stopping. Holy cow, man. I turned 21 May 16th. Oh, cool. That's nice. Eric Johnson. I don't know why I watch this channel. I don't even truck. That's cool. Josh, I have thought about bringing a truck on the road, but then I also thought about how much responsibility it is. I don't think I'm ready for that just yet. What happens when someone tries to hijack the truck? I'm sure people will try. But everybody talked about like phones. I remember when they first came out. I remember when they first came out with all these like wallet apps where you put in your information into the phone, and people were all talking about hacking, but people still do it. Like hacking is always going to be an issue with everything. You still do online banking, even though you know that it could be hacked. You still put your password into bankofamerica.com. You know, I mean. So what about my coffee offer? I will buy you out cash plus 10%. We're not selling the company yet. We barely started. Yeah, there's a towing company here nearby, so they always make noise. So will it be worth buying a semi-truck in this day and age? Today, yeah, it's like by the way, we're years away from this. I just don't think we're like 20 years away. I think we're probably closer. Just because technology is already there, man. I'm just going off of that. When are you starting the trucking journey? Probably a couple of weeks. Ethan Gretzky says your coffee is too expensive. It is not cheap. Yeah, we sell, high quality coffee. We pay a lot for it green, so we're not just buying like cheap coffee and then marking it up. What if someone offers you 10 million for the coffee company? Oh, dude, yeah, you could buy it today for 10 million. That's not even a discussion, 69 Zenos 1. If somebody offers me 10 million, dude, you could have it. Me and Max will split that. 5 million each. After taxes, you know, maybe we'll have 3 million left each. I'll start another company. I'll take it, man. What company are you joining? I'm still working some stuff out. I don't want to, you know, I don't know if the guy's going to be okay with me saying what company I work for, so I still have to talk about that. Rates are flat at the moment. Too many trucks trying to run. Is that true? What is the name of your website? Vibrantbeans.com. That's our website. I think it's in the description. How about 5? Yeah, I'll sell it to you for for $1 million. I'll sell the company for $1 million. How about that? I'm negotiating down. Should I start trucking? Armando, I think so. I think it's a good industry to be in today, but like have a plan for the next 10 years, you know? Is this where you live? Be honest. Tiger Greg? No, I don't. I don't live in the warehouse. It's not insulated. It gets hot in the summer and cold in the winter. No, I'm not living up there. I'm not going to Swift. He buys Instagram followers. John Doe. Who buys them? Anyone know? Oh, jeez. I think John Doe's. I have like 1,600 Instagram followers, man. That's not much at all, dude. If I was buying them, it'd be like in hundred thousands at least. Vasily, you're an entrepreneur. Is CL9 is asking. I mean, I guess technically, although I don't like that term. You can have Vasily himself for 10 million, says Michael Hammer. You mean like a slave? Hell no. Live free or die. Abdul Vlog says he has a very important question. Zach's tips. Hey, would they handle theft of a freight with auto? $2, thanks. I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be theft, but like they're all gonna have GPS and stuff. I don't know, man. I mean, theft happens with human drivers. All you have to do is like put a gun to the driver's face, and then you got yourself some free freight. Well, I think we had a pretty productive discussion. I've never talked about like anything serious on this channel before. It's kind of interesting. It's always been pretty lighthearted, but it's just something I was sitting here at the shop thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? Let's start a conversation. Because it's kind of a big thing that's happening, you know. Yeah, I wouldn't lose my life for pallets either, Ethan. Talk about your lack of a girlfriend, Billy Bob says. I'm working right now. I'm young. I look at people who are in relationships, who have wife and kids and all that, and they're not able to do a lot of things because their time is taken up by families. Like, I want to do it someday, you know. But I think I'm going to take this time whilst I'm young to, you know, make some money, build something, and then later on. I do want to have kids, though, for sure. I had a great childhood coming up, so, you know. I know some people had a bad childhood and they end up not wanting kids. I had a good childhood, so I do want to have children. But not soon, man. I'm taking this time to make some stuff happen. Yeah, I was just thinking, people talk about Andrew Yang. I'm not like supporting him or anything. He just brought up an interesting point that I thought would be interesting to discuss. But I'm definitely not going to get into politics. Hell no. I'm not that dumb. Not on YouTube, man. There's no way I'm getting into politics on YouTube. That's never gonna happen. Guys, if that happens, send me a link to this video and be like, you lied. Remind me. That is just a mess. Politics is a mess these days, man. You can't win no matter what you say. During your trucking career, have you ever had worst food in the restaurant? Yeah, I did, man. That's my number one, or one of the highest viewed videos, is when I went to that truck stop. That was like terrible. If you ever get big, you coffee drive across the country. Did you get the job with the reefer company? Yeah, I'm gonna be going with the reefer company. Are you moving back to SAC? No, I'm not moving back. I'm gonna stay here in San Diego. It's beautiful here. We have the business here. Do regional. CL9, I mean, if I do regional, what kind of vlogs is that gonna make? Adam Martinez, when is your first date? I'm not sure yet. Has anyone ever tried to break into your truck while at a truck stop? Brad Vic, no, that's never happened, but I had a lot of lot lizards banging on my door at 4 a.m. Tarek, I'm not older. Max is older. Politics is nonsense. Michael Hammer. Didn't they break your lock? Ethan Gretzky, no. That came off on one of my trailers. That came off on its own because people kept unscrewing it in order to bypass a seal. People that worked with that trailer kept unscrewing that little bolt, and so it was loose. Because people do that. People bypass seals all the time. How many did you let in? None at all, man. Oh, God, can you imagine? Jeez. Damn. Taras Svyat, what do you think of the Ukrainian elections? I don't keep up with Ukrainian politics, man. But something tells me they're not real. They're probably rigged. I don't trust the government in Ukraine at all. That's why we live here now, man. Have you ever driven a truck with an automatic transmission, if they exist? Trey? Yeah, automatic trucks are huge. Like, I don't even know, maybe half, maybe more than half the industry drives auto. Probably more, because a lot of the new trucks, people are buying auto. Yeah, automatic transmission trucks are very common. Yeah, I've driven a few. They're kind of nice, man. You get more floor space because you don't have the shifter right there. And in traffic, you don't have to worry about. It's nice. I was opposed to it at first because I do enjoy driving manual, but it's like I'm torn, you know? I do enjoy the ease that comes with automatic transmission. Daniel, that's a scary story. The audience has spoken. Let's hear those lot lizard stories. Where Kent went says, I don't have any interesting ones, man. I don't really interact with them much. It's just them knocking on my window and me saying, go away. That's basically how it goes usually. I haven't had anything crazy happen. Yeah, they just knock and you just tell them, go fish somewhere else, lady. Raise the Games G says, Ty говоришь по-русски? Yes, I do. I can speak Russian. Go away or how much? Billy Bob. They're not even tempting, man. They're nasty. Jamie Seal, just because it pays a little more, he said, why did you decide on reefer? You know what's really impressive about the Uber trucks is how there is the torque. Like the power that these trucks have. They're saying fully loaded at 80,000 pounds, it's able to go up like a 5% grade or something at 65 miles an hour. Like they don't lose speed. I don't know why I just thought of that for no reason, but man, it's impressive, man. Say what you want, but this technology is impressive, dude. Anthony, you ever think about buying your own truck? A year ago, I would have said no. But if these automated trucks get good, I might just buy an automated truck if I make some money on this business in the future. Oh man, I'll go from being like a admired trucking personality on YouTube to being one of the most hated because I've become a trader and I buy automated trucks. Oh man. I mean, honestly, all right, here's the thing. I would kill to drive in one of those Tesla trucks just to see, because I don't know if you guys seen the pictures, but the seat is in the middle and there's like glass everywhere all around, and there's like panels, there's like these like screens everywhere. I mean, it probably feels like a spaceship or something, and you can see all around you everywhere, and you're sitting in the middle, and it's all futuristic. Dude, I would love to drive a Tesla semi-truck. Maybe maybe if everything goes well, maybe I'll buy a Tesla truck. That would be awesome. Dude, honestly, I would totally do that. If they had the infrastructure down, if they had the charging ports and the service stations all over the country, I would probably look into buying a Tesla truck, man. Just because they look amazing. I would use a Tesla truck as a toilet, Billy Bob. Yeah, man. A lot of truckers are angry at the new technology, but I'm a millennial. I like technology. I like progress. I'm totally down with automation. I don't really care. It sucks that people are gonna lose their job, man. That is a horrible thing. And I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a messy situation. I think there's gonna be protests. I think there's gonna be a lot of angry people. It's gonna be a mess. The transition into automated trucking is gonna be a mess. That's what I think. But I like technology, man. I'm a nerd. Look at these glasses. I watch a lot of science fiction. I just from the point of view of how cool it would be, I hope that it works out. What would you do if you bought a Tesla truck and your business collapses because you spent all the funds in the truck? Well, that's what I was saying earlier, is that those trucks are not even more expensive than regular trucks. They're like right about the same. Baby boomer truckers always give us millennial truckers hell, says Spunky. That's true. That's true, man. Do you think Meghan Markle will have a boy or a girl? Meghan Markle. Who is Meghan Markle? Oh, okay, that's the princess that's married to Harry. Dude, I don't care. I don't care if she has a dog. I don't follow any of that stuff. Do you think pay for the trucker will go up over the next coming years, or will it stay the same? I don't know, man. I mean, if truckers abandon the industry, then the pay will go up probably. It looks like not a lot of people want to be truckers, you know? What truck brand do you like the best? I honestly don't know, man. I really don't know. I like the American trucks because of how comfortable they are. Americans pay a lot more attention to the comfort of the trucker. You know, they're a little bit nicer on the inside. But I don't know. I don't look into this stuff too much. Yeah, man. Baby boomer drivers hate the automatics, says Spunky. A lot of people hate them, but I mean, I drove one and it's just nice. It's nice. It's a nice experience. Chris Bro says he's an owner operator. You can gross 300 and net about 200K a year. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it just comes with a lot more responsibility, a lot more work. Why have you decided to go back to trucking? just because we don't have that much work here for 2 people at Vibrant Beans, and I feel like I'm wasting my time. I feel like if I go back to trucking and I invest my time into that, I would make money, and then I can take that money and invest it into the business and to grow the business. Maybe create a marketing budget, maybe upgrade some stuff, things like that. So I feel like my time is best spent trucking, so that I think growing the business, from a perspective of growing a business, it makes more sense for me to make money and put it into the business rather than sit here, because Max could do all of the work that we have right now. I love my automatic, runs very smoothly and easy to stop. I can drive a manual, but I would never get out of my automatic. That's a good point, Spunky. Maybe one day your coffee will be shipped by automated trucks. Hopefully. Hopefully Vibrant Beans is a massive company by then. Right on, I like your answer. Cool. Do you like RVT? He has stirred up some hostile crap in the basin. I have, dude, full disclosure, I have not been following any trucking people on YouTube for a long time, just because, I don't know. I don't watch a whole lot of trucking videos, as ironic as that is. I'm interested in other things. I'm kind of a nerd. I like to watch videos about like technology and maybe space and just random stuff. I don't spend a whole lot on YouTube in the trucking space. What do you guys pay for a warehouse? I don't know if Max fired me. No, he didn't. Yeah, 69 says any good trucker can read an atlas as well. Yeah, man, I remember when my dad taught me how to read a map with the coordinates, it's all divided into little squares. I remember he taught me. I was like 8 or less. But I don't know if I'm going to be teaching my kids how to read a map. Just because you got a GPS these days, Do you guys do light roast mostly? Red, white, and blue says, yeah, we mostly do, but we do have a medium dark roast as well. That's on the dark side. Andrew Cliver says, RuneScape in the chat. RuneScape? Jeez, haven't heard that in 10 years. Paint the warehouse facility. I put up a banner up there. I like the Russian car crash video comment sections. Those Russian dash cam videos are nuts, dude. So I have been wondering for so long, how do you say your last name? Aggie. Andrew Culver is selling rune plate body, 45K. Good to know. Hey, the book in Indiana tells you to double clutch, and it's one of the easiest states to pass. Yeah, well, you're supposed to technically double clutch. JJ, are you turning any profit with your business? Not yet. Like, if you're talking about overall money that we invested, we have not profited yet. You ever went through Louisiana? Yeah, I've been through there a bunch of times. It's too humid for me, man. Jason Brickman has a very important question to ask. He says, can you smoke weed on the road as a truck driver? Well, you can do it, but I would not recommend it. It is illegal. It is most definitely illegal. And here's the good news about weed. It stays in your system for like a month. So I would highly not suggest to do that. Because it's not like alcohol. Like with alcohol, you could have a drink, and then the next day, you're good to go. Man, if you smoke a joint, you can get tested a week later, and you're going to jail, son. If they catch you in a truck, and they test you for pot, holy cow, dude, your trucking career is over, and you got a legal problem on your hands. It's not worth it. Vasily, what's the best coffee that you recommend from Vibrant Beans? Oh, dude, the Kenya for sure. But the Kenya is a little bit sour, so I don't know if you're into that, but it's the most complex bean. It is delicious. It kind of tastes like prunes, to be honest with you. It's an acquired taste. But me and Max, we like the Kenya the most. Kenya Nairi. And it was our best seller on Amazon too. And yeah, good point, Spunky. We get randomly drug tested too. When I was driving, I got randomly drug tested. I came in from a trip and to the office to get my check, and they're like, "Here you go, sir. Go take a leak." And I had to go right away. I couldn't like talk my way out of it. I mean, I wasn't trying to, but you don't have a choice. You have to. You got to do it. Yeah, I would definitely not suggest smoking weed on the road. Holy cow, man. Not even when you're at home in between runs. Because like I said, that it stays in, it's detectable in your system. They can detect it from like a month. So I would definitely not do that. Have you ever met the 11-foot 8-inch bridge? Oh, Robert loves dogs. Dang. Thank you very much, man. THC oil is okay, it doesn't show up. Dude, I would not risk it. I would not risk taking into your body anything weed related, including CBD. I know CBD, people say it doesn't get you high and all that. Dude, I would not risk it. I would literally not risk it, because like, what if, right? Is it worth it? Probably not, man. Clone Wars, thank you. Jamie Seal says, if it is legal on the federal level, truck drivers can smoke it. Okay, here's the thing, man. If pot ever becomes legal on a federal level, they will still test for it, because you cannot be high while driving a commercial vehicle, or any vehicle for that matter. It is still a substance that impairs you, like alcohol. Like alcohol is legal, they still test you for alcohol, so they're still going to test for it. And if it's in your system, you're going down. And the thing about weed is it's testable in your system even when you're not high. Like a month after, they could still detect it sometimes. So I don't know how that's gonna work out. You need to make coffee with hemp. I don't know if that's gonna taste any good, man. I don't think that would taste good. When do you expect you will return to trucking? Next couple of weeks, probably. No, it will never be legal for truckers. Like the companies will still have a policy where you cannot smoke pot. I'm 100% certain. If it becomes legal on a federal level, there's not going to be a single company that will be okay with you smoking pot. Guaranteed, man. All right, guys. What is that noise, dude? Oh, well, there's other shops connected to this. Have you gotten pulled over while trucking? Yes. I've gotten pulled over twice. One time I got a ticket. I don't know if I complained about this. This was before I started vlogging. I got a ticket because I went past port of entry. I was supposed to go into it, but I bypassed it because my boss told the drivers in the company to bypass the port of entries because he wasn't paying his taxes. This was like a long time ago. This was not the boss that I was working with while I was vlogging. This was way before that. This was a different guy. I ended up quitting because of his shady tactics. And he told us to bypass because he was not up on his IFTA, and if they caught him, they were going to shut him down. So he told us to bypass, and that's what I did, and I got busted, and I got fined, and he only paid half the fine, and I got angry. And then another time, I got pulled over for picking up my phone. Literally, all I did was I grabbed it, and there was a cop on the right side, in the passenger side, and he saw it through a window, and he pulled me over like that. Like, I didn't even have time to do anything. I just grabbed it. But he just gave me a warning. I didn't get a ticket for that. But yeah, I quit that company. That guy was shady, man. He was doing all kinds of dishonest things. He was making his drivers break the law. He'd yell at them. That guy was horrible. I got some horror stories working for people in the trucking industry, man. So many people were sent home for truck. Spunky says a lot of people were sent home for failing a drug test in trucking school. I mean, why are you going to go? Why are you going to go if you know you've been up to no good? Why would you go and get tested? John Doe says, LOL, Russian companies. Absolutely, man. I'm with you on that, dude. Some of these Russian companies, holy cow, man. They do some shady things, dude. The CDL test was not too hard. All you have to do is practice really good. You just have to, for me, I think the most difficult part was memorizing all the parts of the pre-trip inspection. You literally have to memorize like the entire truck, under the hood, inside the cab. Just memorize all that. I think that to me was and I still ended up passing. I did it twice. I took the CDL test twice. One time in South Dakota, that was the first time, and the second time in California. Actually, I didn't take the test in California, but I did go through school in California because I thought I needed to take the test. Andrew Cliver says, Vasily, what's the beef with Swift? I don't have a personal beef with Swift, but a lot of people in trucking do. But I don't think it's a real beef. I think it's just like a running joke that Swift drivers are not as good of drivers as other drivers, just because Swift is such a massive company. Like, statistically speaking, they probably, I think they have the most amount of accidents per year. It's a joke for the most part. It's just a trucking joke. Not Swift, but hating on Swift. But some people actually do hate Swift, so I don't know. I don't have a problem with anybody. Silly, do you still remember the whole pre-trip? CL9. Yeah, I remember how to do a pre-trip. I mean, I did it every day. But I'm saying when you're going in for the test to learn, that's probably the most difficult part, and it's not that difficult even. I do not have a hazmat endorsement. I used to have a double, triple endorsement in South Dakota, but I did not transfer it because I didn't really need it. Is the CDL test just driving and memorizing the truck? Mostly, yeah. It's mostly memorizing the pre-trip inspection. And another thing that I would say that's kind of difficult would be like learning how to back up, like parallel parking and all that. Just do a lot of practice. It's not like rocket science, man. Look at truckers. They're not like scientists. They're not geniuses. Here I go again, collecting hate points. We're not geniuses, man. If people out there are wondering if trucking school is impossible and it's really hard, no, it's not that hard. It's totally doable as long as you're not lazy and you're willing to practice. Is there a written part? Yeah, you have to pass a permit. There's, I think, 3 parts to the written part of the test. 3 parts, I believe. The general test, the general permit, and then air brakes, and I think combinations is another one. I don't know. It's been a while. I hope you drive a Pete this time. I hope, man, that'd be awesome, but Probably not. Air brakes. Yeah, air brakes. Hi Frank, can't wait for more trucker videos. It feels like an escape in a portable home. Cool. Thank you. And man, I can't say some of these. Did you go through a recruiter through a company like Swift and other trucking companies that provide schooling and training? No, my cousin taught me how to drive, and then I just took the test, and then I started with a small company. That's just the way I went. Smaller companies, I've noticed, pay more. When do you start trucking? Probably in the next couple of weeks. How's San Diego for truckers out there? I always loved San Diego. I'm not sure how it is for truckers, like how many jobs there are, because I haven't looked. But it's beautiful for anybody. I mean, the weather is wonderful. It's a bit expensive. The taxes are not low, for sure. But man, it is nice, dude. The weather, the scenery, the beach, the girls. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. Man, there's like 3 colleges here, major universities. Whew. I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it. But you do what you gotta do, man. What's the beautiful part about truck driving? Sam says. Well, the scenery. That's another thing, right? Most states have amazing scenery. This country is a great piece of land. I'm going full OTR, Spunky. Full over the road, just like I used to. Going back to the trucking vlogs. Yeah, I'm gonna do more droning. I think I'm gonna buy another drone, because that one's getting old, man. It's only actually it's 1080p, but it's getting old. It's tilted now. It flies sideways for some reason. I crashed that thing like 3 times. I think I'm gonna get a new drone, a better one. Who hit your truck in the rookie truck driver video? Oh, that wasn't me. That wasn't my truck. The orange one, that was just another guy. I just saw the situation happen. Kenneth, thanks a lot for stopping by, sir. Kenneth Hargreaves. He actually stopped by over here. He brought us some food. He's a chef. Thank you for watching, sir. I'm not going back to the same company. So you don't have, okay, Clone Wars asked a good question. He says, so you don't have to go through trucking school at all? If you find someone willing to teach you, could you just hop right into the permit and test without going through debt through a school? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you don't have to pay for schooling. If there's somebody who's willing to teach you, you can learn the permit. The permit, you don't need anybody to teach you. You can learn that by yourself and take the test. Once you get a permit, if somebody is willing to teach you how to drive a truck, you don't have to go to school. The problem is a lot of the bigger companies will not hire you unless you went to school. So that's where the issue comes in. So then you have to find a smaller company that's willing to hire you, even though you don't have any experience and haven't been to school. So you might have a more difficult time finding a job if you don't go through school. But you don't have to go through school. You don't have to spend the money. If there's somebody willing to teach you, dude, go that route, have them teach you, and then just make friends in the trucking industry, and maybe somebody can vouch for you. But yeah, you definitely don't have to go through trucking school. You can absolutely do it yourself and have somebody teach you. Who would you be able to find to teach? Like, what's the best way to find someone? That's the thing, man. Clone Wars. I'm not really sure how to answer that. I don't really know. You'd have to like make friends with people in the trucking industry. My cousin was a truck driver, so he taught me. You know, that's the way I got into it. Ron says, do I need a permit for the drone? No, not at all. Kyle Vid says, plenty of companies will pay for your school debt once you get your CDL. Yeah, kinda, but they usually come with a contract where you can't leave. where you can't leave the company, and it's usually payments. They take out payments out of your paycheck, and a lot of them don't pay very well. So you end up with a very tiny paycheck for a long time, paying off that debt. So I don't know. I don't know if there's any companies that are just gonna pay for your trucking school without a contract, you know? So it kind of becomes like you're kind of stuck. Even if the company doesn't treat you well, you can't really leave because they're paying off your trucking school and you have this contract, you know? I know somebody who did that. They started with Swift, and then they quit, and Swift put the bill on him, man, like thousands of dollars. I think that the guy is still paying it off. You have to still pay it off if you quit, if you break the contract. Do you wish they all could be California girls? Joe Mullen says, I wish, I mean, look, they look good, for sure. I don't know about the attitude, though. What is the name of your coffee shop? We have a coffee roastery. It's called Vibrant Beans. It's not a coffee shop just yet. Christopher, thanks. I miss it too, man. Adam says, are you from Russia? I'm from the Ukraine. Close enough, though. Are you going to be doing more of those one-on-one videos? Oh, you mean like this live stream? I don't know. I'm just doing it right now because I'm not vlogging just yet. So I feel like I would at least do this, at least talk about trucking related issues. So I've been on this, holy cow, it's been an hour and 36 minutes. Oh my gosh, dude. Damn. What is up with the YouTube's new rule? Wow, it's been a while. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about like automated trucking and if truckers are going to be, how truckers feel about receiving a universal basic income if they lose their jobs. I don't know, guys. What do you think about these conversations? Should I do them a little more often? Like pick a topic in trucking and then just go on live and talk about it? I had fun. I think it was cool. I liked it. I think it was fun. Levi Gaming says, are you married? Nope. Garage Ghost says, have you heard about the rumors of you being gay? Who's spreading the rumors? I want names. I want names, bro. What's gonna happen to your coffee roastery? So it's a partnership with my brother Max. He's gonna take care of things around here whilst I'm gonna be on the road. You're getting to be as bald as Jay Cannell. Are you kidding? Look at all this hair, man. Jay Cannell wishes he could have some of this hair. Huh. Thank you, Levi Gaming. Spunky says you have some weird trolls in here. Every single time I go live, there's always some weirdos in the comments saying some weird stuff. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it. Do a funny face. I don't know, like what? One of my favorite funny faces is the angry face. I do that one pretty well. You see how I'm able to perfectly create this half circle? It comes across as sarcastic, angry. I lived there for 69 says, California girls are for sure the best in the country. I lived there for 37 years. I moved back to the Midwest recently, and they are corn-fed here. Oh, is Nesbitt saying that? I know Nesbitt. I mean, I know him from YouTube. All right. All right, Nesbitt is talking smack, huh? All right. Duly noted, Nesbitt. Yeah, man. California. California is an interesting place, you know. There's a lot of good. There's also a lot of bad. I started watching trucking vlogs a few weeks ago and finally finished all of them. Thank you for loading these vlogs. You're making me consider getting my CDL and getting into trucking. Robert Cox. Thanks a lot. It's cool that you can enjoy the vlogs. That's awesome. But we were talking about it earlier, where the industry is going in the next 10 years. So I hope, if you do get into trucking, I hope you don't plan on staying longer than 10 years. I really do think it's going to get automated, man. That's what I think. Giovanni says, looking forward to the trucking videos. What's the reason that you started to drive a truck again? Well, I was saying earlier, but I don't need to be here right now with the business. Max can take care of things, and my time is better spent making money on the road. YouTube kind of went sour. No little dog keeping us drivers awake at night. Come on back. Yeah, man, I'm coming back. I'm gonna try to improve my vlogs. I'm gonna try to make them better, you know? I have to throw in a vote for South Carolina girls. Michael Hammer, I don't know what those are like all that much. I don't spend a whole lot of time in South Carolina. Man, there's good-looking girls everywhere, dude, all over the world. It's just that I feel like Southern California has a concentration of them because they all come down here hoping to be rich and famous. Most of them never end up becoming famous, and most of them end up just becoming regular middle-class people. And that's good news for us regular folks. Would you be doing live streams when you drive? I really enjoy them. Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to do a lot of live streams because, like, I used to get annoyed with some of the channels that would live stream like every day, because that's just lazy content, like what I'm doing right now. In my opinion, some channels built their channel on live streaming, and that's fine. But I'm not a big fan of a whole lot of live streaming, even though this live stream is an hour and 40 minutes. But I wouldn't do them often. Spunky, wow, that's a rare statement. He says, California is my favorite state. Don't like the 55 miles an hour speed for trucks, but I love the state. It has a little bit of everything geographically speaking. Yeah, exactly. This is the point that I make to everybody, man. It's got woods, it's got mountains, it's got palm trees, pine trees, it's got snow, it's got the desert, it's got beaches, it's got valleys, rivers, waterfalls. I mean, whatever you want. It's like a sample of all the geography. Robert Loves Dog says there's no girls like Virginia girls. Listen, I think everybody is biased based on where they're from. Have you ever stayed in Hotel California? No, but that's a wonderful song. You think trucking industry will still need driver even if it goes automated because they need someone to blame? That is true, man. Every time something goes wrong, it's always the driver's fault. Levi Gaming? Absolutely. Shout out to you. I used to drive flatbeds. '69 Zeno says, I stand by the California girls and I'm from Michigan. Are there Russians in San Diego? John Doe says. I barely ever see any Russian people here. Not nearly as much. Holy cow, like Sacramento is like infested with Russian people, but not San Diego. I don't ever see them here. I think I've seen Russian people here in public maybe like 2 or 3 times. Hotel California is in Baja, Mexico. It really exists. Oh, that's cool. What do you think politically? That's not gonna happen, man. I definitely have political opinions, but I'm not gonna discuss them on here. That's a fact, Jack. I'm I don't think I'm ever gonna get political on YouTube, man. It's just a mess. People get emotional, they get angry. Like, for some reason, like politics is like the one topic that people just lose their mind over, man. Like anything else you can discuss pretty rationally. Politics, people just lose it. They just lose it. So I'm not gonna talk about politics. No way, Jose, man. What kind of glasses are those? They're seeing glasses. I don't know, man. I don't know what the brand is. I just went to that one glasses place. What's it called? Stanton Optical or something like that? I've never listened to Deftones. Have you thought about oil field trucking? Nah, I'm good. Seems like a lot of work. Have you met Dwight, Tristan, Kilpatrick? Who's Dwight? Are you talking about Dwight Schrute? I have not met Dwight Schrute, but it would be an honor. Do you have prescribed glasses? Yeah, these are prescribed, man. I need these. I used to wear contacts, but I figured it's not very safe for driving because sometimes you get some dust in your eye and it sticks to the contact and then it starts scratching your eyeball and then you're doing this number and you're like swerving and stuff. So I figured glasses are the better way to go, and now it's become a part of my brand. It's like the drawing, you know, my sister did with the hair and the glasses. Did you hang out in Chicago at all? Yeah. Oh, Chico. No, I haven't hung out in Chico, but I heard a lot of things about Chico, man. I have hung out in Chicago. ED says, I just want my $1,000. Yeah, I'm sure some people are going to be glad to get that money. Yeah, John Doe, I think I'm going to be hauling some produce. Levi Gaming says, do I like the show The Office? That's probably my all-time favorite show ever. I've seen that show like 5 times over. Gustavo Torres is asking me if I'm a KGB agent. I mean, I wouldn't tell you. Like, do you think I would tell you? Of course I wouldn't tell you. But I can speak good Russian. That's all I'm saying. Sup from Sumner County, South Carolina. Well, this was an excellent conversation, guys. This was interesting. I haven't answered, like, yes, a couple days ago I think I went live, but I didn't really speak. I didn't really read a lot of the comments while in the live chat. So it's cool. I haven't done it in a long time. Am I fluent? Yeah. You mean fluent? Yeah, I'm fluent in I mean, okay, fluent. Like, not really. Not really. I probably read and write in Russian probably on like a 3rd grade level. Like, I could definitely do it, but it's gonna be full of errors. But I can speak it like pretty decent. I can get away with it. Like, я не желаю говорить по-русски. That means I do not want to speak. Well, well, you wrote it in Russian. My dad is a trucker. That's cool. I'm from the Ukraine. I'm Ukrainian. I was born in the Ukraine, in the province of Zakarpattia. That's the name of the province. It's the westernmost part of Ukraine, and a city called Uzhhorod. That's where I was born. Uzhhorod, Zakarpattia. It was up in the mountains. It was beautiful. It's kind of like Blue Ridge Mountains looking area. How many girls do you know named Oksana? Dude, a lot. I know a lot of girls named Oksana. DeMarco, it wasn't really affected by the war. Like, it didn't get there, but all the people that lived there were drafted. So I guess in that part, it was affected by the war. They're still being drafted today. but the actual fighting is on the eastern side of Ukraine. Ukraine is definitely not a part of Russia, although I think Russia's working on it. Jacob, what car do you own as a daily? I drive a 2014 Subaru Outback. How far is it from Chernobyl? I don't know how far it is from Chernobyl, but my dad was about 60 miles from Chernobyl after the fact. He used to build. He used to be I think a contractor or something like that in Ukraine. And him and my grandpa, I think, went over. They were like within about 60 miles of Chernobyl after it happened, and they were doing they were building some stuff. So my dad got kind of close, but he's fine. My dad's like in his 60s now, and he's kicking, man. He's doesn't seem to have any side effects. So, but yeah, that Chernobyl thing, man, that was crazy, dog. So you're a draft dodger. Man, I was 6 years old when we came here. Oh, my mom is on here offering food. Trucker Rude. Damn. What car do you have as a daily driver? Man, you didn't have to do that. Is that Ben Shapiro in your picture? That straight up looks like Ben Shapiro. Hey, man, thanks a lot, dude. That's, holy cow, man. Jeez. I drive a 2014 Subaru Outback. I saw two Russians talking today, and they were waving hands a lot. Yeah, man, Russian people are like Italians, dude. They get like this and like that, and it sounds like they're arguing a lot. You know, it sounds like harsh, especially Ukrainian. Ukrainian is very harsh, but most of the time they're not arguing. Actually, a lot of times they are. But sometimes the language, if you don't understand it, it can sound rude. It is Ben Shapiro. He's equivalent to God. Dude, again, Trucker Rude, thanks, man. Thanks a lot. Trucker Rude is a huge fan of Ben Shapiro. Let it be known. Since you're going back to OTR, you should switch streaming platforms to Twitch. It's better. You can live stream. Might be able to build a decent subscription base. JJ, I mean, if I did a whole lot of live streaming, I'd probably do that. But I'm not a big fan of live streaming. I mean, I'm doing it now, but like I don't want to do it all the time. Just because I think it's lazy. It's lazy content. Like right now, you know. But I also think it's kind of cool to be talking to people live, you know, to have that conversation. Welcome back, kid. Thank you, Steve. It's good to be back, kinda. I guess I'm in between right now. I'm almost back. When are the trucking videos coming back? Probably a couple weeks. Jaffa says, please go back to trucking. I would actually cry. I am going back to trucking, dude. I really am. It's a real deal. I am going back. Have you ever been trucking in Canada? I have not been to Canada at all. Gustavo says, why did your brother have a thicker accent? Because he was older when we came here. I was 6, so I went to first grade, and I assimilated pretty quick. What's your favorite Ukrainian food? That's tough. I can't answer that, man. I don't know, dude. I am a Ukrainian food person all the way through. I like all of it. It's 7:14 in California right now. I have been in Arkansas. I know a Ukrainian girl named Oksana, and she is super. Yeah, man. Dude, Ukrainian girls. I am definitely biased, right? Because I'm Ukrainian, but they are my favorite out of all of the girls on this planet. I think, for me, Ukrainian girls are on the top of the list for 100%. It's not even a competition at that point. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if you guys know about Ukrainian girls, but holy cow, drive you up the wall. Your trucking vlogs are what inspired me to get my CDL, and I've been on the road for almost a year now, hoping to soon drive some bigger trailers. But so excited that you're going back. That's cool, Jaffa. Hell yeah. I am definitely going back. Belarus girls, same as Ukraine, James Hennessy says. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know a lot of people from Belarus. Probably similar. Yeah, Slavic people have similar genetics. Good point. Will you still make coffee? Yeah, I'll make coffee. I'll take my coffee stuff on the road with me. Do you know which coffee bean has the most caffeine in it? Robusta. Robusta coffee has the most caffeine in it. I would not recommend drinking Robusta. It tastes like absolute garbage. Robusta just tastes like bitter. Bitter is the tasting note of Robusta coffee. It tastes like a tree bark. But it has the highest amount of caffeine in it, so if that's what you're into. What is so good about them girls? You mean the Ukrainian ones? I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. I couldn't tell you exactly. I think it's because I'm Ukrainian. I think I probably have like a built-in bias. Are you still owners with your brothers of Vibrant Beans? Yeah. Yes, my brother and I. I am not going to Travel Loco. I know some people have been asking me. What about Russian girls? Man, yeah, Russian girls are probably number 2 on my list. It's crazy. I don't know what it is, but I feel like they just got blessed with some of the best looking faces, man. I don't know if anybody is even gonna disagree with me on that. Here's the weird thing about Slavic people, right? Russian and Ukrainian. The women are like 10. They're like some of the most gorgeous women on the planet. But the men are just butt-ass ugly, dude. I don't know what it is, but like Slavic men, like there's some good-looking ones out there, right? There's some handsome fellas out there. But damn, for the most part, dude, they are ugly, man. I don't know how the genetics got split up that way by gender. I don't know what's going on there, but that's what I've noticed. And I'm Ukrainian, so you know, I can say that. I'm dogging on myself. Robert Loves Dogs is asking if homelessness is a big issue in California. Yeah, man, for sure. I think a lot of homeless people come down here because of the weather, but holy cow, there's a lot of homeless in San Diego. Insane amount of homeless people in San Francisco. For sure, yeah, it is an issue. Say something in Russian. I don't know. It's always weird when people ask you to say something. Like, what do you want me to say, man? Where in Ukraine are you from? Uzhhorod, Zakarpattia. That's the province. Hello from Australia. John Doe says chachol. There's your Russian word of the day, chachol. Chachol is kind of a derogatory term against Ukrainians. I'm not offended by it. I think it's funny. I use it sometimes. But I'm very difficult to offend. I'm not one of those snowflakey people. But yeah, if you want to know a derogatory term for Ukrainian, it's chachol. Some Ukrainians get hella angry. Dude, I've met people that get like super angry about that word. I just find it funny. I'm going to a different trucking company. Yeah, Ukrainian candy's really good, man. What is that? What is that candy called? Shapuchka or something like that? That stuff is. I'm from Rivne. I don't know what that is. There's a lot of Russian truck drivers in Europe. There's a lot of Russian truck drivers everywhere, man. No, I'm not going to a mega carrier, man. Never. Never say never. I'm not going to. Not right now, at least. They don't pay enough. Is the coffee biz all that you dreamed? No, man. Dude, I don't even know what kind of dreams I got. My dreams change every month. But it's one of the things, for sure. I got a lot of different kinds of dreams. I don't even know what I'm doing yet, dude, to be honest with you. How would you get back to San Diego after completing a trip to Sacramento? I would usually fly. My old company used to fly me back and forth. That was very nice. That was very nice of them. Pretend to have an angry Ukrainian conversation. Man, like if Max was here, we could totally go at it. Bro, what's your thought on the Russian-Ukrainian war? I don't get involved. But it's sad. It's always sad when people fight. Thanks for teaching us enough Russian to get our asses kicked. That's how it always goes, man. Vasily, do you have a family or a wife? No, I don't. I'm being very materialistic right now and focusing on making money. Jason Brickman wants everybody to know that he's smoking weed. I hope you're not a truck driver. Oh, Biggie. Biggie's spreading, talking smack. Biggie's talking smack. Yeah, I'm still gonna be living in San Diego. I'm not gonna mock up an angry Ukrainian conversation, man. You can't put me on the spot like that, all right? I'm not a circus monkey. What is the creepiest story you have from your time trucking? Man, I had some bad situations where I parked in the bad neighborhoods before, and I would just have some creepy ass people coming up, knocking on my door, asking for money, and I had to spend the night. This was on the side of the road. Whew, that was a nervous. I remember one night in particular. It was what's that hellhole in Tennessee? Memphis. Oh my God. Memphis, Tennessee. I had some bad nights in Memphis, Tennessee. Just parking on the side of the road in a bad neighborhood it's nerve-wracking, man. I thought you were going to say Knoxville. What's Knoxville like? I don't remember. I think I usually always drove right through Knoxville. I don't know. I haven't stopped in Knoxville a whole lot. Probably a couple of times. I stopped in Alabama. Dude, the best ribs I've ever had were in Alabama. Little Rock is beautiful. I would consider moving to Little Rock. If I ever had to leave, I'd go somewhere in that area of the country. It is breathtaking out there, man. Alexander Gonzalez, that is a solid no. That is a solid no, man. Ooh. And I have no idea. I have been to New Orleans, but I never stayed there. A few hours. Anyway, guys, I don't know why I'm still on here, man. It's been like 2 hours and 4 minutes. I guess I haven't talked to you guys in a long time, and it's really nice to shoot Shoot the bull. Is that the expression? Man, sometimes I have immigrant moments. Even though I grew up here, I'll say stuff that I think is a saying. I've never been to Canada. Do you know any Native American people? No, I don't. I actually don't know any Native American people. Gaming Gab TV. Thanks a lot. Roanoke. Is that how you pronounce it? I've been there. I've been to that place. I've had pickups there. Hey, bro, love the channel. Been watching since way back. Thank you, Alexander Gonzalez. I remember you. I was the first person to buy a bag of beans when you guys went live on Amazon. Keep pumping out great products even after you go back on the road. Really, Kirsch? Is that a fact? That's awesome. Thank you. That's really cool, man. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the trucking videos were good, man. I honestly, I miss the action. If I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't miss some parts of it. Bad weather, bad brokers, all that. I don't miss that. But I do miss the action. I do miss driving. I miss the scenery, the sunsets and the sunrises, and making the vlogs, flying the drone, getting that good footage. That was all very enjoyable to me, you know. So I'm really looking forward to it. I look forward to it. You know, I can't wait. It's gonna be a couple of weeks. But I guess sometimes I'll hop on and do a little live stream like this. Just because I already said I'm going back on the road, so I don't want to keep you guys waiting with no videos at all. John Doe says, "Do you miss peeing in a bottle?" I didn't do much of that, man. I couldn't do it. I pulled over sometimes and I would just go out in the wilderness, but I couldn't do it, man. I'm not one of those people. There's something about it, man. What music do you blast in your stereo while driving? Honestly, I can listen to all kinds of music except for Screamo. Screamo and Screamo is probably the only type of music that I will not listen to. I will listen to most any other kind of music. I don't really have a favorite type. I just listen to whatever's good. So yeah, you need some moderators. It's all good, Jimmy. I'm a big believer in the First Amendment. Purple Pixie, thank you very much. You drove a school bus. Yeah, that's gotta be crazy, man, with all those kids. I remember when I was from the 1st to the 3rd grade, I used to drive a school bus. Holy cow, that was chaos. All the cool kids sat in the back. I was not one of the cool kids, but sometimes I'd get a seat back there and I would feel cool. I can't imagine being a school bus driver. Oh boy. What about a meetup with your subscribers? Andrew Cliver says, I would like to go to one of those trucking shows, like the Mid-America or the Great America Trucking shows. Are we the only friend you have, Biggie? No, I have friends in Sacramento. I don't really have many friends here. I made some friends here through the coffee industry for sure. But all of my original friends that I really miss are in Sacramento. So that's another thing I'm looking forward to with trucking is I'll be in Sacramento a lot more often and I'll get to hang out with some of my friends. One of them's getting married soon. That's gonna be a lot of fun. So, I do miss my friends in Sacramento though. I don't listen to Howard Stern, 69. I'm not a big fan of Howard Stern. I think he's kind of a creep, to be honest. There's just something off about him. But I don't listen to him often, so maybe I'm judging somebody I don't know very well, but he just kind of comes off as a weirdo. Kind of on the creepy side, Like, I wouldn't be surprised if some stuff came out against him that he did some things, some weird, creepy things. He seems like one of those guys. No, I never used to drive a truck. Do you believe in the Second Amendment? I do, yes, absolutely, man. I believe in the Constitution, man. I think it's an important document. I'm Sweet says, I've been going back and rewatching some of the old vlogs. Thank you. That's cool. What sports do you like? I'm not very big on sports. I like to snowboarding. I used to go snowboarding a lot. I haven't been in a while. I need to go back, but I'm pretty decent at snowboarding. Living in Sacramento, we used to go like all summer. We would go snowboarding. So I'm pretty decent at snowboarding. Other than that, I'm not big on sports. Look at me, I'm a nerd, dude. You really think I'm a sports fan? You listen to Joe Rogan, says John Doe. I do. Michael Roke. Thanks, man. Thank you so much, Roke. Why the hell not? Why not? Why not what? What were you asking? Will you be delivering your beans while truck driving? Oh. I mean, probably not. I like Coke. I love Johnny Cash. Dude, I love Johnny Cash, man. I met a man in Reno. No, I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. Oh, man, that's such a good song. Hurt, that's another good one. What was another one that I really liked? I used to have Johnny Cash on a loop. Boy Named Sue, that's a good one. Johnny Cash was a man. He was a man's man. Just some weird people out here, man. How long before you start trucking again? I don't know. Garth Brooks has some good songs. He's definitely been out as a weirdo on the internet a little bit. He's been up to some weird stuff on the internet. Man, Garth Brooks has kind of become a meme. He's got some good songs. You know, I like some songs by Garth Brooks. But he's been doing some weird things. He's been doing some weird things on the internet lately. He's kind of become a joke, a running meme. Alan Jackson. Yeah, man. Love Alan Jackson, dude. Well, it's okay to be a little Betty, little hometown on a big old city. Might as well laugh, might as well smile. Yeah, I love Alan Jackson. A lot of good wholesome songs from the 90s. Yeah, Ring of Fire, that's the one I was thinking about. I don't know who Cody Jinks is. I'll be doing Long Haul. And I did listen to some Hank Williams Jr. as well. I don't know, not a whole lot. Alan Jackson doesn't like California, though. That's fine. Look, I don't care about people's personal views. Like entertainers, I could enjoy anybody's work of art without having to agree with them on a personal level, you know? So I'm okay with that. Good thing you can drive a truck. Singing, not so hot. I agree with you, man. I don't think I'm a good singer either. But I like music. Look up Cody Jinks. Is that like a new... to be honest with you guys, I have not been listening to country for a long time now, just because I think it took a turn for the worst, and I don't like it anymore. I don't like the modern country music, so I haven't been listening to country radio for years. Bro, you look like Buddy Holly. That guy can play the harp, man. Buddy Holly's the man. Dude, that guy's amazing with the harmonica, I believe, right? Yeah, I do have unlimited data. Why do blind people hate skydiving? It scares the hell out of their dogs. I don't get it. That one just, that one went straight over my head. I don't get that one. Why do blind people hate skydiving? It scares the hell out of their dogs. Is that like a joke? Because if it's a joke, that went over my head. Lisa says hello was good. Good country is few and far between. I agree with you, man. You don't like pop country? No, I don't like. Is that what it's called? Pop country? I haven't listened to country radio in years just because it just. I feel like they discovered some kind of formula and they just keep doing it over and over again. Like all the beats are the same, all the lyrics are like they're exactly the same. Like there's phrases that almost every modern country song repeats. You know, like a pretty young thing, or sitting in the shotgun seat, or drinking a beer, or you know, like just the same old garbage being recycled over and over again. I'm sorry if anybody's a big fan of modern country, and I'm like crapping on it, but I'm not a big fan of it, man. It just kind of it just annoyed me. I used to listen to country radio like all the time. Sometimes I'll go back on YouTube and I'll re-listen to some of the good stuff, but I definitely don't know what's going on these days with country. Yeah, Chris Stapleton. Is that the one is that the guy that sings Tennessee Whiskey? Is that, let's see, because I like Tennessee Whiskey, man. That's a good song. I've been listening to it for the past couple of days, actually. Yeah, that's Chris Stapleton. Yep. Yeah, man. Yeah, he's got a good style. Another guy that I like that's modern, oh man, he sings, jeez. I forget. I mean, some of these guys used to be good. Like, what's his name? Jason Aldean. Like, Jason Aldean's old country music was really good. But then I feel like he just kind of went with the trend, you know? I used to really like his old songs, man. I used to listen to his stuff way back. I feel like a lot of the old, some of the guys that did good music in the early 2000s, I feel like they did really good music, and then they just kind of went with the trend. And I'm not a big fan of it anymore. What is your take on Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball? Not a big fan of Wrecking Ball, but I will say this about Miley Cyrus, dude. I know this live stream has taken a turn like 40 times, but I miss it. I miss it. Miley Cyrus, dude, I can talk all day. I guess this is my version of doing a podcast. Except it's podcasting with everybody. I like Miley Cyrus's voice. I think she's incredibly talented. If you guys don't believe me, look up Miley Cyrus, Jolene. She sings that song, Jolene. She does a cover of Jolene. Holy cow, bro. She can sing like really, really good. She is really good. I wish that she did country. She can sing really good country music, man. She's really good. She's got a great voice. Say what you want about her personality, but she has talent. She can actually sing really good. And sometimes she does covers of country songs. Dude, I really wish that she did country music. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Miley Cyrus. Just not some of that weird stuff that she does. Not a fan of that. Oh yeah, where Kent went. Yeah, I'm almost at 50K, dude. Woo! Yes. That's crazy, bro. Can you guys believe that, like... Man, I remember I couldn't get past 33. I remember the number 33. I remember 33 subscribers I had for months. I couldn't get past it. And now I'm at 49,128. I'm coming up on 50. And that's just crazy, man. Have you listened to a new country rap song, Old Town Road? I have not. No. Like I said, I don't know a lot of the new stuff that's going on. No auto-tune, she's real. Purple Pixie, yeah, I agree. You know, she can sing, yeah. What about Billy Ray Cyrus? I never really got into Billy Ray a whole lot. I'm sure that I listened to some songs of his, but I never like really got too much into Billy Ray. Yeah, that's her dad. Yes, Dan, I'm still here. Finally, I got somebody moderating this. Do I have advice? Yeah, I've been to Florida. Do you have advice for brand new YouTubers? Oh man, not really. Okay, maybe. Brand new YouTubers. Well, I hope that you really like it, like doing it, because you're gonna have to do it for a while. Like, don't get discouraged, because where Kent went is asking, do you have advice? It could take you like a year or 2 or 3 before people start noticing your videos. So a lot of people, when they start out on YouTube, they get discouraged after like a couple of months of making videos. They get discouraged because nobody's watching. But sometimes it takes a year or 2 before the system picks it up and starts recommending it. If it's good, it's got to be good videos, man. You got to make good content that people want to watch. If you do that, then all you have to do is just be patient, man. You're going to have to grind out those videos constantly for a while before people... But don't get discouraged, because the internet is growing. Like, the amount of people watching YouTube videos is growing. So people think, oh, there's already too many YouTubers out there. But a lot of the older YouTubers are falling off. People are getting tired of their content. The attention span on YouTube is like 5 seconds, man. So people always want to consume more content. All the stuff that was created yesterday, nobody cares about anymore. Everybody wants new content. So if you're thinking about getting into YouTube and you're thinking, oh man, there's already too many YouTubers out there, it's not true, man. You can. There's always room for more. The internet is infinite, and people always want new content. They always want more new videos. So there's room for a lot more creators out there. You just have to be very patient with it, because it might take you a long time before people start. But if you want to actually grow like a channel, like big, you know, a year or 2 is not a whole lot to invest into it, man. You know, it's not that much considering the benefits that you're going to get from it. It's just like anything else, you know, it takes a lot of time. So that's what I said earlier. Like, I hope you enjoy actually doing it, because you're going to have to do it for a while with nobody watching. What do you recommend for a good starter drone? The DJI has good drones. The Spark is a decent drone, although it's 1080 and it doesn't do well in low light. But what's that other drone that they have? The new Mavic Air? That's a good one. What do you use when vlogging on your phone? What do you mean, like editing? I have a Samsung. I use Power Director. Who's excited for the Tesla Semi? Tom Carey? I am. I need YouTube rehab. I don't watch TV anymore. Chicago Joe, man, I feel the same way, dude. I watch so much YouTube. It's a problem. Terrakeef, thank you. Thank you very much. Daniel Trucking. I started on YouTube. All right, right on. If anybody is going car modding, I'm starting to make videos about my first video I have to edit it, but really? Dan the Man? Are you serious? Hey, Dan the Man. You guys have seen him in the vlogs if you watched him. He's gonna make a video. Wow, impressive. All right. I've been talking his ear off to start making videos. Finally. New YouTuber, just keep creating content. Eventually it'll trend. Yeah, Trucker Daddy, you got a good point there, man. I stopped, and my videos are still getting a ton of views just because people are watching them. Highest paid YouTuber is a 6-year-old boy who tests toys, 33 million a year. Holy cow, man. A 6-year-old making 33 million a year. Man, you know his parents are living off of that money. Oh, they're milking that one. He's not going to be a kid forever. They know it's coming to an end at some point. Why is your AC turned backwards? It's the AC for that room. That's where we store our coffee, so we have to keep it temperature controlled. Oh snap, Daniel's gonna start vlogging. Dan the man over here in the chat. All right, man. Very exciting. I drive for Panther, want to do vlogs, but scared. Are you afraid of the company? Is it Chris? Is the company? I started my channel because of you. Check it out. It's no sleep. Starting out. Traveling tech. Cool, man. I'm gonna put that on a tab. I'll check it out, man. I'm doing well. Thank you very much. Is it worth going into trucking? Yeah, that's what we were talking about like 2.5 hours ago. I think so. I think today you can make some good money. I think you can make some good money today, but I think in the next 10 years, man, you should have an exit strategy, because I really do think trucking, I really do think automation is going to be a thing, man. I'm on the side of technology. I really do think that it's going to happen. And if you're young and you're starting a career in trucking, I think you should have a plan for what you're going to do afterwards. Why is one cushion sitting higher than the other? Oh, do you have OCD? Does that bother you? My coffee was in here, but I drank all of it. You see, you can still see some of it on the bottom. I had it right before this, I was going to say podcast. I had it right before going live. Oh, Chris is saying he's scared of being able to create content people will watch. Well, you just got to try it out, man. Try it out, put it out there and see what people say. And if they criticize, maybe take some suggestions and change it up a bit, you know. You just got to throw it out there, man. What do you got to lose? Hey, man, you got me trucking. I did OTR for 3 months and never got home for 1 day. Holy cow. I've done that before. That is tough. I couldn't hack it, so I came back home for something local. Well, that's good too, man. Local job pays decent too, Raver. I'm 20 out, planning on job being obsolete within 15 years. It's only a matter of time. Yeah, I mean, I think so too. I don't think automation will make it, and if an 80,000 pound plus vehicle ever makes it to the road, I'll stay home. Broken ruins, honestly, I think they're going to be safer than regular trucks. Honestly, people are very unsafe, man. Dude, I constantly see this even today. Truckers using their phone like this, like right in front of their face, and swerving, like going into the other lane and then doing this number, realizing that they're swerving and swerving back. Like, I see this stuff all the time, man. People are not safe. I'm actually looking forward to automated trucking. Those trucks are not going to be swerving left and right, man. Have you hauled explosives? Yes, I actually have. It was not on a semi truck. It was on a Sprinter. Before I got into the trucking industry, I used to drive a Sprinter, which is like one of those long vans. You could fit maybe 3 pallets. And I used to drive. It was like iron. It was like powdered metal of some kind, but it was extremely explosive. and I'd haul like barrels of it. They'd have like 3 pallets full of these barrels that they would stack, these barrels of this like extremely explosive powder. And I had to put stickers everywhere that said that I have explosives, and they gave me like paperwork to go with it, and it said what to do in case of emergency. It was kind of nerve-wracking, to be honest. Especially it was a hot shot load. Like I'd be running through the night because those are not regulated. The sprinters, you could run for 18 hours straight, and that's exactly what I used to do. I used to drive from Reno all the way down to Brownsville, Texas, without stopping to rest. Dude, those were the crazy days, man, before I got into trucking. And no, I did not make good money driving a Sprinter. Maybe if you own the Sprinter, you can make decent money. But they don't pay as much as trucking per mile. Yeah, Trucker Brock, that happens like all the time, man. That happens all the time, man. They're texting. I drive a Sprinter, I have a CDL, but I don't like driving those big trucks after a while, especially the DOT guys. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's definitely like downsides to trucking, but the money's not that good. And you are usually doing those like hot shot team loads a lot of times where you have to drive like 20 out. I think the longest I ever drove without stopping to sleep is like 26 hours. That is a trip that I did make to the south. I think it was from Reno all the way somewhere south. I think, yeah, somewhere south. I drove 26 hours without stopping to sleep. Dude, I was like a zombie, dude. I got out of that Sprinter and I didn't know what was going on. I was just, my mind was not working at all. There was nothing going on in my brain. I was just a zombie at that point. I had a lot of caffeine, a lot of Red Bull. I am 24. But yeah, 26 hours, that's the longest I've ever driven. Have you ever missed a wait station or get a fine somewhere? Yeah, Yusuf. Yeah, I deliberately bypassed a port of entry because the guy I used to work for, like way back before I even started trucking, I quit because he was shady, but I mentioned this earlier. He told us to bypass port of entries because he was not up to date on his IFTA, and I got busted on one of those, and he only paid for half the ticket, and I got really angry. That guy was terrible. Terrible. All right, guys. I've been on here for 2.5 hours. I don't know if anybody's gonna watch the play this back, but man, I had a good time, dude. I enjoy doing this. Man, I wish I could do a podcast while I'm trucking. I just don't see how that would be possible. I would love to do a podcast just because I enjoy talking, man. I could talk for hours, man. Hours, dude. Thanks for where Kent went. Thanks so much, man. It's been a great conversation. Thank you very much. Hope to see you on the road sometime. Hope to see you out there. Indeed, guys. I really do hope to run into people on the road, man. I think that would be fun. So are you going back on the road? Yes, Josh, I am going back on the road. Oh, here's an interesting comment. The industry isn't friendly to newcomers, and everybody has a crappy attitude. I censored that word. I don't know why. I like to keep it friendly on here. I found for OTR it's not good unless you plan on working your ass off for slave labor pay. I mean, yeah, it's a tough industry, man. You know, a lot of guys, mostly guys, working on the industry, and any industry that's overrun by men, they're not going to be nice to rookies. That's just how it is, man. There's that competitive thing with guys, you know. That's just how it is. I mean, you cannot be like a weenie if you're going to be a trucker, because you're going to have your feelings hurt a lot. Hey, Clint Gillespie, thank you very much. That's really cool. Traveling tech? No, I did. There's a few people that recognize me from the videos, but it was like 3 people maybe. It'll probably be more this time around, because more people have already seen the vlogs. Broken Ruins, yeah, I think that's pretty good. 53 for starting, and they pay for the training. Dude, that is a really good deal, man. That is good. Why don't you start a trucking podcast? Yeah, 69, I would totally. I just don't know how to go about doing that while being on the road all the time. I don't know how that would, I'd have to think about how I would do that. Yeah, I do see Instagram messages, Mark of Excellence. I do. You can reach me on Instagram. Yeah, I've been on here for a while, House of Paint. Gorilla Trucker, thank you very much. Just received my first bag of coffee from you. I'll be trying it tomorrow. Case, I remember your name. I remember printing the shipping label. I remember that name. Yeah, thank you very much for purchasing coffee, man. Thank you. That was really cool. Yeah, I'm doing it from the website now, so I gotta print out everybody's label, put the coffee in the box, stick the label on it, take it over to the post office. Icy boy, what did he say? How did your brother get the property for the shop? When I started, it was 38 CPM. Yeah, Traveling Tech. I remember starting pay was in the 30s. I don't know. I guess it's gone up by a decent amount these days. Jeez. I didn't know you were 24. You make all that. Do you want to bring you in have marriage? Robert. Oh yeah. Ah man. Yeah, I know. 69. He says you are like my mom. She never knows how to get off the phone. Don't you hate that awkward moment where you're like bye, and then you say bye to the person, and then you go back and forth saying goodbye in like 5 different ways, and it's just like, dude, just hang up already, man. That's all you gotta do. I like how they do it in movies. Notice this, in movies, when people talk on the phone, they never say bye. They always just say what they need to say and just immediately hang up. They never say goodbye in the movies when they're talking on the phone. Never, dude. It never happens, man. They always just like, after saying a sentence, they always just hang up. And I always wonder, like, in real time, in real life, that would never go down well. Because it almost seems like you're in the middle of a conversation, and then you heard what you need to hear, and you just hang up. Anyway. Yeah, I'm just talking random stuff now. I'm gonna hit the hay, guys. It's 8 o'clock over here. What is your real name? That's my real name, man. Vasily Aggie. Why? If I were to make up a name, why would I make up such a complicated name as Vasily Aggie? I would go with John Smith if I made up a name. That's a complicated name to make up. Oh, Levi. No, I was just joking. Yeah, it's my name. I am Ukrainian. Yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, exactly, Joe Bullock. No, you hang up. Oh. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna dip. Well, you guys keep doing the messages, so I just keep reading them. Thank you guys for sticking around. It hasn't really dipped below like 90, so that's a lot of people that stuck around for 2 hours and 38 minutes. I have heard about the Netherlands. Thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in, for sticking around. I liked hanging out. We talked about whether truckers should how they would feel about getting free pay. So a lot of interesting opinions. It's a hot topic. But yeah, guys, thank you for that. Thank you for that conversation, man. I miss it. So yeah, I appreciate it. I think I'm gonna do this again before I go trucking, just because I don't have any trucking vlogs. So I think I'm gonna go live again. just to have some kind of trucking content, you know. Because I already announced it, so people are expecting trucking vlogs, and this is a lot of fun. It's so much fun that I can't stop it. You see that? I keep going, man. It's an hour and 40. I'm gonna be back on the road hopefully in the next couple of weeks, so hang tight, guys. Hang tight, and we're gonna have those trucking vlogs back and running with all that music. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you next time, probably soon-ish. Thank you very much, and check out Dan the Man. He's in the chat. He's gonna be making vlogs soon. Go subscribe to his channel. I'm looking forward to seeing that, man. Oh boy. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a good time.